Hello everyone, welcome back to another session of admin training. So in this one, I'm going to show you how you can create formula fields and what is the purpose of formula fields. So I'll just give you a brief introduction about why do we need formula fields, and then we'll just go ahead and quickly see how to create one. All right. So if there is anything, any field or any kind of calculation that you want Salesforce to perform automatically, then you can use formula fields. All right. So rather than going too much into the theory, I'll just quickly go ahead and tell you a scenario and I'll show you how to achieve that. All right. So I'll move to my org first. And let me go to, okay, I'll just be on employee object. So I'm going to start with a very simple example where I'm actually not calculating anything, but just trying to display something. So on employee object, I'm going to create a field and I'm going to name it as formula. I'm going to, sorry, the data type would be formula. Okay. And so here, let me say, employee name, formula, demo. Okay. So what I want to do is I'm creating this field, and onto this field, I want to populate anything that has been populated on the employee name. All right. So I'm basically not doing anything but just copying and pasting a value on the formula field, but it will actually help you understand that what a formula actually does. Okay. So the next thing that you have to actually keep in mind while creating a formula field is the return type. Okay. So whatever is your requirement, whatever is the final output, you need to think about what would be the data type of that output. And depending on the data type, you have to select the return type. So for example, in this particular field, I want to display the employee name. Okay. I want to calculate the employee name. So the name would be a text type, right? So that is why I'm going to choose text over here. Once you do next, you will get an editor over here where you can just type your formula. Okay. If you remember if you know the API names of the fields and stuff, then you can just use that. And if you have any such other conditions where you can so basically there are a lot of other functions that are available here, which you can basically see and apply based on your requirement. But for this one, we don't actually need any of these formulas. So I'm just going to insert the field that I want here. Okay. So here, employee name, right? And then insert. And that's it. So what is this formula going to do? This formula is going to return me the employee name, and that's it. Let me just save it and show it to you. And if you see this read only checkbox, it says that means you can not edit a formula field, okay? Because it is going to calculate the things and it will show you on the layout, but in a read only format. You cannot basically edit and change it because the calculation will be totally dependent on the formula that we just wrote in the previous screen, right? So that is why it is always read only. And save this. Let me go here and I would have to refresh this. Let me refresh this. So here it is. See, this is the formula field that I had created, and you see this is a read. This is in read only format. And what I had put in my formula, I had put just the name. And what is the name here? This is the name, right? Employee name, and that is what it is displaying me. Now let's say if you want to do some kind of calculation. Let's say if there's a salary, and if I want to create a field for some kind of commission or any such thing, then I can just put that particular formula in the formula field and it will calculate. Okay, so let's just go ahead and check another example on the same one. So I'm going to create another field for commission and we'll just check how it happens. Okay, so new field, formula. Okay, next. And here, do not try to relate on the logic that okay, on salary, why are you actually calculating commission. I just want to show you how it works, and that's the whole um agenda behind this. Okay, so a commission, the return type, I want to keep it as currency. Okay, and then next. So here's the logic. The requirement is if the salary is greater than 1,000, then I want a 10% commission. But if the salary is greater than 2,000, then I want a 15% commission. Okay. Then what can I do? That means I have to apply an if formula, right? Because I have two conditions over here. So here, either you can search for that if function. So it should be somewhere here, here. Okay. If, and then insert here. Okay. So here you need to put your condition. So what is the, first of all, I need the API name for the salary. So I'll just get it from here. So salary. Okay. Here, if salary is greater than 1,000, then what I want a 15% commission. Okay. 15% commission. So here multiplied by 0.15. And if otherwise, okay, if it is not 1,000 and it is more than any other value, let's say any other value, okay, then I want a 10% commission. So again, what I would do, I'll copy this and I'm going to here. All right. And then let's just save it and see what happens. Okay. And here, from here, you can check the syntax. It will tell you the syntax is correct or not. So here the syntax is correct, but if, let's say, if you have made any mistake in the syntax, then it's gonna show you that what mistake you have made. And again, here you can add a description, help text, whatever you want. And then let's just next. And save this. Let me refresh the page. All right, let me clear the cache because the field is not visible yet. Where did it go? Hold on. The commission field is here and it should be there on the layout. Let me create a record for employee and then we can check with a new record. So I'll create a new employee record. Okay. So employee is, I'm not going to enter anything, but I'll enter. So I'll create two employee records. In one, I'm going to keep the salary as 1,000, right? Where there was 15% commission. And then I will create another one where I'll keep any value apart from 1,000. Okay. So save. All right, let me just see if it's there on the layout or not. I believe I added on the layout, but I want to check. It's there on the layout and it should be here as well. Hold on. This problem generally should not occur, like, you needing to refresh again and again, but I'm not sure why is it happening. So here it is. Okay. Commission, it is visible now. Okay. So here, if you see, the salary I had put was 1,000. So it applied, what was the formula? So if we go here and commission, all right, I had put if greater than 1,000, right? But the value that I had put in the salary is 1,000, right? So it is taking this one, the second option. Okay. So it is applying 10% commission. All right. So if, let's say, if I change the salary, you just observe this field, whatever as per the change that I do here, right? It is going to update this. This formula is going to recalculate automatically. Okay. So here I'm going to give it as 15,000. Okay. And save. So see, the commission got updated, right? It calculated based on it checked the condition. This condition, as per this condition, this one should get executed, and that is what it did. Okay. So these kind of scenarios you can actually implement using formula fields. Let me just quickly show you one more thing. For example, if you want to show today's date, okay. So new, I'm showing you today's date because the return type is different. So if you're return, depending on your return type, right? Because the return type that I had given was currency for this one. That is why this dollar sign is coming here, right? But let's say if I want to, so today's date, okay. And the return type would be a date, okay. And next, here I just only need to type it as today, and that's it. It should actually give me the today's date, current date, okay. And we can check the syntax if there's anything wrong with this one, but no, this is fine. I hope I don't have to refresh multiple times, but let's say. Going to create another record. Again, do not freak out. This should not happen. As I'm saying, you wouldn't mainly have to refresh the page again and again. But just in case, if you're not able to see it, this might be the issue. So you can just, so see, it's here, right? Today's date. It is showing me the today's date. So the formula calculated today's date, right? So these are some for example, if you have any scenario to calculate, let's say discount, the new amount based on the discount value that is given there. So all you have to do is you have to write a formula field, and you should know the return type that the formula should actually, the data type of the value that formula would be returning. Select that return type and write a formula, and then it will work perfectly fine. There's one more benefit of having a formula field is, let's say, for example, just giving you a scenario, let's say if you guys have already been working in Salesforce, you would know about environments like developer org, sandbox, or production. Let's say if you have a lot of existing data, for example, let's say if you have 10,000 accounts in your production available, right? And the client is actually asking to create a field that shows some kind of calculation, right? Calculate some kind of value. So the best part about formula field is that when you create a formula field in your developer org, and when you deploy your formula field to your production, you don't have to do data remediation. So basically it's not that, okay, now this formula field will only work for the new records. No, the formula field will work for any existing record, okay. So that's one of the things that will actually just keep in mind that if you fall in such scenario, then you would know that creating a formula field will actually benefit you in terms of data remediation and stuff. All right, so this was all about formula fields. If you have any more questions, and if you have any other doubts, or if you have any specific scenario, or if you're trying to write a formula field, because there are a lot of things that of course is not covered in this session. For example, let's say if you need to write a formula field based on pick list value, based on a blank value, based on a multi-select value, right, based on a text area field and things like that, then how do you actually implement those things, right? So I would say Google it and see how it can be done, but I'm pretty sure that a lot of documentations are available. But if there's anything that you have tried and it's not working for you, you can put that in the comment section, and I'll try to respond. So I'll see you in the next one. Till then, bye bye.